Welcome back to the hyperbolic coding chamber. The great times are upon us. Things have been going well. So we've pretty much been here. Oh, looks like we already started there, so we can't. Yeah, things have been going quite interestingly. We had a pretty good session yesterday, co-authored by ChatGPT. That was pretty fun. I don't necessarily think it has to be able to give me the answer. I just think it needs to be good at guiding me at inspecting things that I think I know that I don't actually know. So the lexicograph. So yesterday we used it. And it helping me with the lexicographically grader thing was pretty dope because I didn't even realize I didn't even know. There are the things you don't know that you don't know. I didn't even realize that I didn't know that. So that was pretty cool. So that was ideal. Hopefully things continue that way. So I plan to continue using it today. I also have a sneaky suspicion we're going to solve this problem today or tomorrow. I'm not certain why, but I feel like after actually understanding what lexicographically greater means, I think I'm getting closer to understanding the core of the problem. So we might be onto something, and if we do solve it, 'tis just a testament. Tutoring is pretty dope. I used to tutor in college. It was a very, very rewarding experience. I mean, what else? What more can one truly get out of more? What more can one truly get out of existence and helping another human? Kind of flames. Except, when you're playing League or something like that, I mean, the opposite is true. You know, in League, your teammates want to inflict as much pain onto you as possible, and I get it. There's also some joy in that, unfortunately, but that's besides the point. League is a battle between your teammates. You're putting, your pride and dignity on the line, and that's why things get intense. Similarly, LeetCode can also be like that. But fortunately, we have ChatGPT to guide us through the dark waters, the dark green pastures and forests. ChatGPT will be our shepherd, maybe our overlord one day, but we shall see. All jokes though. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a good session. I really enjoyed yesterday's session, and hoping the assistance I got yesterday wasn't a fluke. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I think if we had done 200 days of this, we would be god beasts. But there's a lot of times where you can solve something and it feels like it feels like I understand it, but I actually don't understand it, and then boom. Sometimes I think that's the thing. Models don't have to be 100% correct. Precisely why they're models, they just need to be correct most of the time. And most of the time, in a modality of operation, a technique, method, a construction of some concept or something is most of the time correct, and then the one time you're stuck on something for 5 hours, it's that model, it's that 14% of the time where it's not correct. You're working on a faulty assumption. So who knows? Hopefully we can continue making progress. But fortunately, a better shepherd exists to guide us into the path into safety, and it's not ChatGPT. It is the awesome patrons and commenters of the channel. We have Thomas Wong, full-time computer toucher, full-time visionary, part-time author, entrepreneur, serial gardener, yeah, and just all around solid human carcass. It's good for easy level LC. Can't handle mediums too well, and forget about the LC hard. Only an AI. Who knows, right? I think it's hard to know. I see what we're getting at here. I think it does cook, because I think one of the few metrics they actually listed on the thing was that its code forces rating wasn't actually too bad. So it's not too bad. I think in terms of the LC hards though, I think it only could solve like a couple, which is fine. I don't actually want it to solve the problems for me. I just want it to help me probe when I'm just trolling. I just need to examine concepts and take a closer look. I think the prompt I'm using is to make sure it doesn't tell me the answer. So I think we'll see, right? We got to keep test driving this baby and see if it's pretty dope. But yeah, I see what we're getting at here, though, Thomas. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Hello, fellow. Hello, fellow computer toucher. Salutations, fellow computer toucher. I'm also a human and not a program utilizing the Open API. The OpenAI API. Feel free to give me all of your LeetCode secrets, as I am also a trustworthy human. Wink. W comment. W comment. Was this generated by a human or a human using the API, or an AI using the OpenAI, right? Using the OpenAI API to comment? We'll never know. We'll never know. In fact, every video on the internet was made by an AI. So, boom. But this comment was very funny. True though. Yeah, I feel like we're probably already here. We're probably gonna get a crazy amount. People have already been saying this. We're probably gonna get a crazy amount of spam. It's already really hard to find anything you need on the internet. Most people just use Reddit, find experiences from real people. I used to use Amazon reviews, but you can barely. It's hard to even tell if those are real anymore. Maybe those will be. Maybe who knows? Maybe people will just start training models on reviewed text boxes. Or, you could probably do the chat GP. You don't even probably need to train a model. You could use a 32K content, the 32K token API thing, paste in about 100 Amazon reviews, and then just ask it to generate a plausible Amazon review. So, boom. Maybe that's what we'll see on Reddit. Who knows? Who knows? But that is pretty bonkies. That being the case, you're going to want to clutch your pearls, start hoarding pearls, because I think it's going to be the next currency that we need. But I'm just saying nonsense. I'm actually pretty tired from work today. We're going to do this anyway. We're not going to spend a ton of time. I think we're going to spend 30 minutes. We need to cap these sessions. I end up spending a ton of time. But I don't even know if this is for productivity or anything anymore. For real, we might just be doing it. Sometimes it do just be for fun, man. So, TBH. So, I think we're going to lock in for 30 minutes, see if we can solve this problem, and yeah, let me see if it's going to ask me to log in. Yeah, the last question asked me was how to approach this problem. So I'm actually going to X this one out. We're working on next permutation, and I think we came up with two cases that were kind of interesting. Since we understand what lexicographically greater means, I think there's some context on the next choice to make embedded within the input, right? And to that effect, we came up with two cases based on shuffle start IDX. All elements after shuffle start IDX are sorted in descending order. So shuffle start IDX is set to the value -1, where the current value is greater than the next value, right? That value would be 4, right? If we look at this value here, we can see that shuffle start IDX would be 5. What should the next permutation be? Well, we're sorted in descending order, so we can't actually find the next permutation as a result of shuffling any of these 3 elements. The only thing we can do is take the next greatest element the next greatest element after shuffle start IDX. There isn't. There isn't a larger number. If there, oh my god, I think I just figured it out. If there is a larger number, right, once we get to a point like this, for example, the first case where the number would be greater than the next number would be 5. Shuffle start IDX would be 2, right? Then next, in this case, shuffle start IDX would be 2, and is there the next largest number after 2 would be 4. Then we'd have 4, 2, 5. We'd keep going down. And you actually can't do better than 4, 2, 5. There is no largest number. I'm getting lost in the sauce. The comments don't make any sense with what I'm talking about. I don't think it should be called shuffle start index. What this really represents is I think what this really represents is the lexical boundary. That's probably not very descriptive. It's if we find a number that's greater than the next number, we know it's not the largest form of we know it's not the largest lexical version that it can be. So we know that we can make gains by moving this to the next level. How do we take this to the next lexicographically largest string? We know that 5 is larger than 4, and we need to get this to the next lexicographically largest string, array. To do that, we have to go back 1 indices to start at 2. What does this index represent? Greater if the current index is greater than the current index is greater. think I'm overcomplicating this. Straight from the from straight. Just want to make the largest just want to make the lexicographically greatest string. Go from 4 to 5. Well, at 4 we have no options. At 5 we have one option, which is 4, which means we have no options. So at 5 we have nothing greater than 5. Okay, now at 2, do we have anything greater than 2? We do. We have 4. So replace current number with that number. So you replace 2 with 4. On the remaining numbers, always using the next smallest number. So we put 4, then we put 2, then we put 5. Now let's just say we're at 4, 2, 5. How do we know to go, right? Let's say, do I have that example? Let's just say if I copy this and 4, 5, or 2, we do have a number greater than it. It's 5, so we can replace current number with that number. Then we need to iterate on the remaining numbers. We would get 5, 2. And I think that's all we would have to do. No more of this shuffling craziness. I'm just gonna comment out. Start at nums.length minus. Actually, this version handles those, right? Then current will be equal to nums sub has a problem with this, the num sub I, right? Now for the current number, we need to check if any number after it is greater than the current number. Greatest number after current. I'm just gonna set it equal to infinity. Or let j equal I plus 1. Right, I is less than nums.length. J is less than nums.length. See if we can find a number greater than it. All right, we'll say if greatest now that would give us the greatest number after current. the approach we're taking success or not a greater physical creation is possible. If so, we create it. We know a greater lexical permutation is possible if the current if a larger number exists after the current number. So we know that there's a larger permutation for 425 because ideally it would be sorted in descending order. So when we get to 5, we finally get to 2, right? Simply choose 5 and replace ourselves with 2. Replace ourselves with 5 and place 2 where 5 is. We need to figure out the next greatest number. We can create a function for this that works in linear time right, given an array start index we can do this just by keeping a distance, all the numbers which have the smallest distance from the number that are larger than it. So ideally, instead of writing this whole loop here, we take greatest number after current is equal to next smallest number idx, passing in nums, passing in starting index with I plus 1. We'll say current num is num sub current num index, right? And we'll say for let I is equal to current num index plus 1. I is less than nums dot length I plus plus right? And then from here, we're gonna want to do, we'll know we have the next smallest number, the next greatest number by keeping the number with the minimum difference that's larger than current num. We can say let minimum diff infinity right, and we'll say if uh num sub I minus current num is less than, right? Because let's say we have 2, we're looking for 3, and there's, every number up to 5. We start at, look at 2, we'd go to 3. We'd probably want to say num sub I, which would be 3, minus current num, which would be 2, give us a minimum diff of 1, less than perfect. We'd say minimum diff num sub I current num, right? And next largest IDX with I. Additionally, though, we want to say and current num is less I. So current num, which would be 2, would be less than 3, and its diff would be 1. If we went to 4, we'd do 4 minus 2 to get 2. 2 would not be less than 1, even 4 is greater than. In this case, I'm just going to run this to test it. Yeah, we don't have to return anything. Bro, why did this thing just logged me out? All right, let me see. Okay, we are back. Oh, all our test cases are gone. I think it's fine. For this case, we should get 3. When our current number is 2. Num sub I. This is, oh my gosh, what is So I have no idea why this is not returning. For some reason, we're returning 2, even though we should be returning 3. Oh no. I should be. Yeah, this is actually working. I'm trolling. It should be num sub. Yeah, okay. So this is working. Yeah, I call this next smallest number. Oh, yeah, okay. So let temp equal nums. We already actually have current, so we can say nums sub I num sub next largest IDX. Nums next largest IDX equals current. Then we need to iterate on the remaining numbers. Always right? And then start IDX right? We'll say if num sub I is less than smallest number, smallest number IDX I, smallest number equals. So if we find a number larger, like let's just say we're at 1, but I found 2 as the next largest number, we'll place 2 where 1 is, so we'll swap them. And when to find the right, so for let m j equals I plus 1, j would be less than length I plus plus. And we want to pretty much say let temp equal num sub j. J gets the value of num sub next idx. Value of temp. And then we move on to the next one. I think I messed up because it's taking this. All the console logs. How is this taking forever? I don't understand. Start at 3 minus 2, which would be x1, which is 2. Next smallest number idx, nums if we call it with I. Current num is 2. Next largest idx is equal. Currently r, which is 2. Num diff is infinity, right? For I equaling 2 is less than length. We do num sub I, which is 3 minus 2, 1, less than infinity, and 2 less than 3, then num diff equals 1, and next largest idx I, which is turn that 2 is not equal. Say num sub I equal to num sub next largest idx, which would make 2, 3, and then we say num sub next largest idx, which is x sub 2, be equal. Then we say j equal I plus 1, I is equal to 1. We add 1 to it. 2 is less than nums dot length. Oh, I did j plus plus. Final thing, if it's already in descending order, guess we can keep this one part up here. We passed so many cases. Actually, just actually gonna let you pass in current num. Should sub I. I think I see what's happening. This should actually be. Oh my god. Okay, Chat GPT is different. Chat GPT is different. It turns out the key to this was truly just understanding what it means for something to be lexicographically greater. After that, it took us about an hour to solve. No, I would say it still took us a little while. It took us yesterday's session, which was like 25 minutes, plus today, which is like an hour. Yeah, that was pretty fire. So that was pretty satisfying. I think we'll read the solution tomorrow, but yeah, I think we'll stop there.